too extended,
so
so
beautiful.
I go look at that, I said, again, so, oh, that's too short.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Maybe you could just play
Fix
the
it.
guitar just a little bit. I want to make sure
You
it
only get to
sounds.
see your car, if I'm waist up. Takes us time to get dressed for singing.
Yeah, you don't have to dress the bottom.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to start by singing something we just know, and that is "Life is Good." Give a little love, give a little light, comes back around and I feel alright. Life is good. Life is good. Give a little love, give a little light, comes back around and I feel alright. Life is good. Life is good. One more time. Sing with us. Give a little love, give a little light, comes back around and I feel alright. Life is good. Life is good. Okay, come on, everybody. Give a little love, give a little light, comes back around and I feel alright. Life is good. Life is good. Yeah, so good. And we know. Are you doing it with your key? Okay, we're gonna do it in his key. The light of God surrounds us. The light of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is. The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. Power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you wherever you are. God is. One time. The light of God surrounds us. Love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is. One more time. The light of God surrounds me. The light of God enfolds me. Power of God protects me, and the presence of God watches over me wherever I am. God is. Yeah. river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like a mountain, I've got love like a mountain, I've got love like a mountain in my soul. I've got love like a mountain, I've got love like a mountain, got love like a mountain in my soul. Combine all three. I've got peace like a river, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got love like a mountain in my soul. I've got love, peace like a river, I've got love like a mountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul.
All right, that's a good old one. And this next one, Michael Stillwater wrote this, and you always have to have two people who can lead. So we're going to do that with you. Feel free to sing whichever part you want to sing as we get to them, whichever one.
I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory.
In the
I am as God created me, in the light.
All right. Now we're going back to our. We haven't done this one a lot for a while because sometimes we just need a little break from songs, right? But this is our 12 Power song, and it's a song that reminds us of our 12 inherent spiritual powers that we're born with.
We might be calling on you for a solo. I'm sure you're ready.
And anyway, so I want you to think about which one you're going to be grounding into today. Love, faith, wisdom and power, strength, life, imagination, understanding, zeal, will, illumination, order. All these things are mine in the Spirit of love, faith, wisdom and power, strength, life, imagination, understanding, zeal, will, illumination. everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Community in Citrus Heights. Please rise and join in singing our opening song, which is We Are All Friends Here. We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. One more time. We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. And hold you in our hearts the way you are.
All right, let me be seated. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Community in Citrus Heights. Join me in our opening prayer when we remember that on this day we intend to know joy, to be loving, to discover truth, to live in the moment and remember who and what we are. We commit to release worry, deny fear, be courageous, be forgiving and non-judgmental, to accept our good and allow the universe to supply us. Today and always, we seek to expand our vision, to allow others to be who they are, to be gentle with ourselves and with others, and to recognize the love that surrounds us always. And for this world, for this vision, for this love, Creator, we thank Thee. Amen. And now we're going to invite Ashley Forsythe to come forward and read the daily word.
Hello, everybody. Today's Sunday, February 9th, 2025, and the word for today is power. I have the power to choose my thoughts and direct my life. Feeling my power from within means I'm grounded in spiritual truth and understanding. I speak my mind with calm certainty and change my mind whenever I choose. I live in a state of inner security and mastery. If I wish to make changes, I take dominion of myself and have faith in my innate power as a spiritual being. In the past, I may have looked outside myself to feel powerful, taking on another's beliefs or affiliating with something outside myself. Now I understand true power comes from within. I take dominion over my thoughts and feelings. I live my truth in confidence, knowing my thoughts derive from divine ideas. One with God, I have the power to create my life. And the scripture today is from 2 Timothy 1:7, and it reads, "For God did not give us a spirit of cowardice, but rather a spirit of power and of love and of self-discipline." Power.
Thank you, Ashley. So every week we do have greeting time. It's a Unity tradition. People who are new to Unity may be surprised by numerous hugs coming their way, but don't force it on them. If they start backing off against the wall, give them a break. If you'd rather have a handshake or just a namaste, that's okay. We've put a temporary ban on kissing, however, because we were getting very carried away. So at this time, and until the music starts, which is your cue to come and sit down again, we invite you to stand and greet your neighbor. Thomas. A couple of weeks ago, I had the honor of leading our light stone ceremony, and it was all about getting a new name. And at that time, I talked to you a little bit about Jacob, and I promised that we would have more information about Jacob in the near future, and today is the day. I love Jacob. The story of Jacob and Esau, abridged for the time that we've got, was as follows. Jacob and Esau were twin sons of Isaac and Rebekah. Esau was born first, with Jacob so close behind him, he was holding on to Esau's heel. I guess Esau just kind of pulled him right on out. In those times, the firstborn son inherited the father's estate and his blessing. Esau was a hairy, crude outdoorsman. Jacob was much more intellectual and refined. Jacob always thought that the inheritance rightfully belonged to him. One day when Esau was coming home from the hunt and Jacob was cooking a pot of stew over the fire, Esau sat down and stated that he was famished. And Jacob convinced Esau to trade his inheritance for some stew. And he did. Later, when their father Isaac was on his deathbed, and it was time for him to give his blessing to his firstborn son, Jacob dressed in Esau's clothes and put fur and smelly animal fat on his hands and his neck. Like if he was hugging his father, those were the places that Isaac couldn't see very well anyhow. And Isaac was fooled by this, and he did give the blessing to Jacob. Jacob immediately hightailed it out of town, and who can blame him? And he left for the faraway lands before Esau could take revenge for this. Now, the first supernatural dream that Jacob experienced was when he was on the road, hightailing it away, heading toward his uncle's home. And he dreamt that there was a ladder set up on the earth, the top of the ladder reaching to heaven, and the angels of God were ascending and descending the ladder. And this is where we get the song, "We Are Climbing Jacob's Ladder." You know the song? How many of you know the song? If you are among the unchurched, you probably don't, or the Catholics, sorry. The important part of the dream about climbing the ladder was that God was standing next to Jacob. And God promised Jacob a great future, land and family and influence. And God said, "Know that I am with you and will keep you wherever you go." This goes for you too. Wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. That was his home. "For I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you." This was a great blessing for Jacob, and it let him know that God had not forsaken him for his deceitful deed. This also models for us in our own lives that God never forsakes us, no matter how deceitful we've been. Jacob continued his journey and lived among his uncle's tribe for many years. He took wives and concubines and fathered 12 sons who became the 12 tribes of Israel. Many years passed, and finally Jacob was coming home to reconcile with his brother Esau. He had great fear. He had great fear that Esau might kill him and his entire family. But Jacob receives another blessing. in one of the most famous scenes from the Old Testament. And this is, for those of you who are taking notes, from Genesis chapter 32, verses 22 through 32. And it starts, "The night before Jacob was to rendezvous with Esau, he got up and took his 2 wives, his 2 maids, and his 11 children and crossed the ford of the Jabbok." One can assume that's a stream. "He took them and sent them across the stream, and likewise everything that he had." What I'm reading you is verbatim from the New Revised Standard Version of the Bible. Okay, word for word. "Jacob was left alone, and a man," some versions of the Bible say it was an angel, "a man wrestled with him until daybreak. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he struck him on the hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestled with him. Then the man said, 'Let me go, for the day is breaking.'" Now, I really pondered that statement, and I really thought maybe I'd make a joke about a vampire. But I didn't see how I could fit it in well with the rest of the story, because I don't know who else has to leave before the sun comes up. But all right, so this man who might be an angel said, "Let me go, for the day is breaking." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." So the man said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then the man said, "You shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel." That's why we had this in the white stone ceremony. He got a new name. "You will be called Israel, for you have striven with God and with humans and have prevailed." And there he blessed him. He blessed him with his new name. So Jacob called this place where it happened Peniel, saying, "For I have seen God face to face, yet my life is preserved." The sun rose upon him as he passed the rock, limping because of his hip. Therefore, this is the part that I think is so cool. "Therefore, to this day, the Israelites do not eat the thigh muscle that is on the hip socket, because he struck Jacob on the hip socket at the thigh muscle." So Jacob bore with him the wound for the rest of his life. And I think that that is one of the side lessons from this story, is that we can overcome our challenges, but sometimes we bear a wound, and it may last for the rest of our life, but that's okay. There is a footnote, and that is when Jacob did rendezvous with Esau. Esau welcomed him with open arms as his beloved brother who had come home. The end. Through his struggle, Jacob was transformed into Israel. Jacob means supplanter, one who replaces somebody else, or trickster. Israel means a prince with God. Now, I don't think that it's a coincidence that Jacob had this struggle when he was facing the guilt he felt about tricking both Esau and his father. I think that many of us who are struggling with our accusers are struggling truly with ourselves, with our negative self-beliefs. We may deny the acceptance of total security as beloved children of God. As beloved children of God, we are guaranteed total safety, total security, total comfort, and total love. But we may not be willing to accept it because we think that there is at least a grain of truth in the things that we're worried that we did. And we believe that that grain of truth is enough to prevent our deserving total security. as children of God. That's not true, by the way. Yet Jacob's struggle ennobled him. The struggle was truly an internal one between the part of his consciousness that was preventing him from accepting his good and the part of his consciousness that knew the truth about who and what he really was. In closing, remember that every story is your story. You carry within you the history of the world. Your very DNA vibrates with tales of ancient heroes and heroines, and the healing of their woes mirrors the healing energy within you, ever available to soothe you, to strengthen you, and to carry you back home. And thus it is to be true. God bless you.
All right, so we're going to sing a song. This is called God Will Make of Us Spiritual Giants. And you remember Blair Tabor, who was with us on Zoom a few weeks ago. This is his song, and he did lead us in it, I think in November when he was with us, so maybe you remember it. Please rise, give yourselves a little stretch. Now this is a round. So we're going to sing it all together once, and then after we sing it together once, we're going to split into two sides of the room, and Michael will start this side, and then I'll follow with this side, okay? But together first. God will make of us spiritual giants. God will make of us spiritual giants. Can you feel the power moving? Can you feel the power moving? Now is the acceptable time. Now is the acceptable time.
We have a prayer box in the lobby. It's the blue box on the table there, and there are forms you can fill out for your prayer requests for yourself or for other people. We will give those forms to our prayer chaplains, who will pray over them and send them to Silent Unity, where they'll be held in prayer continuously for 30 days. Unity was based on prayer, and we are proud to continue that tradition. You may also send your prayer requests to Silent Unity or to us at the information that is on the PowerPoint. And while we're here blessing those prayer requests that we've received, know that we enfold all those that we hold in prayer in the grace of God's goodness, knowing we are one in all that is and one in the love of all humankind. And so it is. Amen.
Oh, Spirit, guide me deep inside me. Take me to my heart place, the place of ease and grace. Breathe in this moment, this sacred moment. I am peace. I am peace.
Breathe deeply and relax as we continue in this time of meditation. Breathe again. And let go completely. Allow your shoulders to drop. Relax your jaw and sit comfortably in your seat. Allow your cares to slip away. Release all the shoulda, coulda, and woulda dones and become fully present in this now moment. Know that you are loved unconditionally. There is nothing you could do that would lessen God's love for you. The Creator knows our struggles, our temptations, and the weight of our burdens. More importantly, God knows the truth of us, that we are divine, infinitely wise, infinitely strong, and ever blessed. We release the shroud of our unknowing, allowing the clouds of doubt and despair to disappear. Beyond them, we see a new world rising from the light, from light to light. We ask only to see with unclouded eyes and to behold ourselves as the Creators do. So breathe again. Exhale any remaining tension or stress. And feel yourself becoming lighter and more buoyant as we share a time in the silence. Returning to this place of sanctuary, we bring with us a renewed sense of peace and belonging, and these carry us through the week to come. We are loved, we are blessed, and we are very, very holy, now and forevermore.
up these mountains in the rain. Learn to love the wind. I've been out before the sunrise to watch the day begin. I always knew I'd find you, though I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, stand before me now. So give yourself to love. Love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Love is born in fire. It's planted like a seed. Love can give you everything, but it gives you what you need. And love comes when you're ready. Love comes when you're afraid. It'll be your greatest teacher, the best friend you have made. Say it with me. So give yourself to love. Love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. You must give yourself to love. Love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Michael. You. Lisa asked me for a title to today's talk before I was ready, and I named it To Do or Not to Do. But I've changed that to What is Mine to Do, which I think is much more elegant. So don't get confused by the two names. This year, we have been covering Unity fundamentals. It's a common thing among Unity churches to start the year with making sure you know what it's all based on, and that includes metaphysical Bible interpretation and the 12 powers, various principles or concepts like chemicalization, and of course, our 5 basic principles. If I can have that slide. Ta-da! Now, this version, the wording in this version, is specially designed to fit on the slide. So it's not the original wording, but we can read these together once through. 1, there is only God, and God is only good. 2, you and all others are created from God. 3, your experience is the product of your beliefs. 4, prayer and meditation will improve your conscious contact with God. And finally, and the star of today's program, 5, applying these ideas will bring you an increase of joy, success, and spiritual understanding. And that's the action step. And the action verb in that step is applying. Applying these principles will bring you an increase of joy, success, and spiritual understanding. A while back, I heard on an unrelated show on TV a list of reasons why entities choose to incarnate into the Earth system. The list included to experience the perfection of our planet. I couldn't believe my ears. People or entities or energy essences choose to spend time in the Earth system. Some of them to experience the perfection of our planet. Have you ever thought our planet was perfect? Have you ever thought that our race was perfect? We struggle and struggle and struggle with things we think that we need to fix. But what if it is really perfect? I had to change my way of thinking when I heard that and when I had to consider it seriously. Because, rule one, there is only God and God is only good. Then it must be perfect. There aren't any exceptions listed in that rule, in that principle. And how could it be otherwise? If we look at the other principles, how could it be otherwise than the perfection of God's planet? If there is only God and God is only good, how could Earth be less than perfect? So, it must be up to us to see things from the viewpoint of our divinity. If we don't see it as perfect, we need to change the way we see it. In past lessons, we have spent some time exploring how we perceive and interpret events of our lives. And we shared some techniques that help to open us to new ideas. And one of these techniques is called, there's a different way of seeing this. And using this method often begins with a prayer. And it's perhaps using one of those ask and ye shall receive prayers. I like those a lot. When you say, dear God, or your chosen name for the deity. Nobody's going to choose your name for you. Dear God, please reveal a different way of seeing this. Then allow the solution to surface in your consciousness. Another technique is called the both and. This method allows us to maintain more than one explanation for something. We are used to saying this or this. The both and says it's not this or this, it's this and this. And if we can't figure out how those two things can both fit, that's what we need to work on. The concepts that are defining that for us. Being able to hold paradoxical viewpoints allows us room for additional answers as we go and learn. When we select right action, I just made up that term, it really doesn't mean anything. We must do it based on the big T truths, the fundamental big T truths, because every action is based on a belief. And when we isolate the truth that we base the action on, then we can choose our actions better. So many social actions express the belief in separation rather than union. Separation from one another, separation from nature, separation from the universe, and primarily separation from God. We chose that. We chose everything. We chose the experience of separation. And then we forgot that we chose it. And we forgot that it's not real. It's not real. We are not separate from each other or from God. The belief in separation led to the belief that some people are bad and some are good. The belief that we can judge the behavior and decisions of other people. The belief that it is okay to go to war with the people with whom we disagree. How could war be okay? Where does it fit in here? Is there anything in this list that says, except sometimes it's okay to kill other people because we don't agree with them? So as we work our way through these aspects and consequences of action, we will need to discuss our history as warriors. Our warlike behavior has been the greatest cause of our distress and self-doubt. And yet it continues to be a legitimate choice when reacting to a crisis. One of the ongoing causes of our confusion about right action is that we confine our explanation for earth events to the earth, and we confine our explanation of human behavior to humans. And I have a little reading here, it's a very short reading from the Garden Workbook from Pearlander Gardens, written by Michelle Small-Wright. And this is a little quote from Universal Light. Michelle Small-Wright has many invisible playmates, and Universal Light's the name of one of them. And Universal Light said, each battlefield, each battle, each war, is a microcosm reflecting the position of the universe. So often people think war has been an ugly blot on the history of Earth, that it has reflected the ugliness of man on Earth. We, meaning Universal Light and his gang, do not see it in this way. We do not see it in judgmental terms. Now listen to this. All the wars that have occurred on Earth throughout history have reflected a universal mindset, not a mindset unique to Earth alone. That changes everything. We're not isolated here, making it up as we go along. We're part of a galactic family, a huge galactic family. That is a topic for another talk. Because we do choose. We choose everything. We have free will. It may seem that we make peculiar choices at times, but this is because our choices are guided by our higher selves. But we interpret these choices by our human cultural beliefs, and then they don't make any sense. And once we're able to enlarge the context of our beliefs, we will be able to perceive our actions differently. You might notice that the most difficult events to accept involve death. When we finally free ourselves from our outgrown beliefs about the afterlife, we will learn to factor in the eternal nature of our being and interpret death in a very different way. We've been sold a bill of goods about death and the afterlife and sin and all those things. They're not real. Unity offers a very liberal school of thought. We encourage folks to follow their own guidance, to turn to God first. The 5 principles, even in their original wording, are deliberately vague. They offer broad guidelines rather than strict rules. And they are a comfortable fit. Unity is a comfortable fit for those who recognize their own divinity and their own autonomy. Welcome, everybody. In discussing the role of belief, which is Unity's third principle, we know that this is the building block of creation. Belief is the building block of creation. We need to talk about foundational beliefs. They're also known as core beliefs or root beliefs. The belief in separation from God that we mentioned earlier is a foundational belief. And other beliefs spring forth from foundational beliefs. Error beliefs will dissipate when their foundational belief is changed. It's easier than you think. So now, I like this part. Let's get to some examples of the hidden beliefs in actions. So if you've chosen an action and you thought that it was the right action, did you examine what foundational belief it's based on in order to choose it? You may feel guided to perform a civic service, like feed the hungry, house the homeless, help the poor. And Unity does teach us to follow our inner guidance. So if we are drawn to this type of action, there's no problem. We're not saying don't do that. There are some unexpected pitfalls, however. One of the things you may hear connected to this is that if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for his life. But if you only give him a fish to eat, you feed him for one day. And that is often used to deter people from donating money to charities. I hate to say it, but it is. My answer to that is to do both. Feed them and teach them. That seems really simple to me. Whoever said it was a choice. But the important part of this is to know that neither of these actions, feeding or teaching, is the root of nor the cure for hunger. Not. The cure is changing a global belief in lack. And when we change this belief, we will drastically change our economic and security systems. And this will allow cooperation to rule over competition. The belief in lack is a foundational belief. So, when you find yourself bemoaning the state of the world and wondering how you can help, remember these things. We are one in spirit. Everyone benefits when one of us is healed. When you recognize and dismiss an erroneous base or foundational belief, the power of that belief in race consciousness is diminished. And mainly, remember, prayer is an action. It is a choice. It's a good choice. We can heal the world by taking small steps each day. Be kind. Seek truth. Practice Unity's principles in all of your affairs. And in closing, I encourage you to apply this affirmation to all of your life circumstances, and you may find yourself reminding yourself of Jacob when you do. And it goes like this, whatever it is. This too is good. This too is from God. And this too will bless me. And thus ends the lesson. God bless you.
Something great is happening. Love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now.
Something is calling,
stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Let's stand together. Hey, one dream, one voice, one heart, one world, one dream, one voice, one heart, one world, one dream, one voice, one heart, one world. Stand together in the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now.
The dream of your highest calling.
Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Everybody, let's stand together. Let's stand together.
So we're going to be blessing our love offering now. And as the bag is passed, we ask that whether you are giving your donation today or you give it online or whatever, bless it. Put your hand over the bag and just say a little blessing for all who provide this church for us. And if you want to know who provides this church for us, just look around the room, because it's you, it's us. We're self-supporting through our own contributions, and we wouldn't have it any other way, because we are autonomous. Yes, we are. So let's join together in our affirmation together. God is my source and nourishes me in every good and perfect way. And then we have a song.
So this is our unity of love, affirmation, blessing, and it's put to music. It's wonderful. So divine love flowing through me. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all I receive, and all that I am. Freely, freely I have received, freely, freely I give. Divine love through me blesses all that I have, all that I give and receive. Freely, freely I have received, freely, freely I give. Divine love through me blesses all that I have, all that I give and receive.
And now we have our announcements. Today, after the service, is our monthly prayer circle, and we invite everybody to stay. We share prayer requests and hold each other in prayer. It's not only a wonderful unity tradition, being as it's prayer, but it's an opportunity to get to know each other and to know each other more deeply when you know what they want a prayer for. And so it's a bonding exercise. Very sweet. You should stay for it. Then this Wednesday, famous Amos and I are hosting a full moon pipe circle. No pipe. But you know I have a pipe if you ever want to do that. It's never been christened. Quit. And it's going to be at Jim Foley, is that his now? We've had an event like this at his house once before, and everybody really liked his hospitality and his sweet wife too. So it's 6:30, you should sign up on our website and we'll send you his address. Then next Sunday, we are going to have a meeting here, an in-person service, and it's going to be about principle number 3. Your thoughts have power. It's going to be a really nice follow-up to today's too, because we didn't get the opportunity to go into that. And then our guest pianist, I'm not familiar with this person. Thank you, Lisa. I know that, I just didn't know his last name.
I'm so gullible.
I know, that's one of the things I like the most about you. And being as it's and about you, and we're going to have our potluck and our potlatch because it's the 3rd Sunday. That's a week from now. In 2 weeks, we're going to have a Zoom service, and it's going to be on Unity, our spiritual home. That's like a history of Unity and overview of the principles. We're cranking up to our annual membership meeting, guys. And this is the one time a year when we explain it all to you. It's good. And speaking of which, on March the 2nd, we will have our annual membership meeting. And in the next couple of weeks, we will be sharing with you what's involved in that and what it means to you. So stay tuned for more information. That's it. Oh,
Can I just add to that?
Oh, yeah.
So if now's the time at which we encourage people to become a member, especially if you're attending regularly and you haven't become a member, there's not really anything much involved. There's a form, and then it just signifies that you are a part of this community, that you're that you care, and you can vote at the annual membership meeting. Otherwise, we don't have any requirements except that you attend that service. That's that service that we're doing on Zoom, or you can listen to it later, replaces the class that we would usually present so that you know more about Unity before you become a member. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that about membership?
Not yet. I'll sneak up on it.
Okay. So if you're not a
But one
member-
thing I will tell you is there is no financial commitment. See, people worry about this, especially if they don't know Unity and they've attended denominations where they were expected to tithe a certain percent. And when you start talking about membership, they get nervous because they think that that is a hidden requirement. It's not.
Right, so we'd love to have anybody speak with me or Carla if you have any questions about that. All right.
Are we singing now?
Yes, so
Will
let's
you
circle
please
up.
stand up and we'll sing the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on around here. You can see it on each and every face. There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place. We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on around here. I'm not gonna hug you because I was sick this week, so.
You what?
I was sick this week, so I'm not doing hugs today.
Okay.
But would you like this book? Yeah. How are you?
Good.
Good. Looking forward to your music.
All right.
Do you want to check out the piano right now?
Okay.
Okay. Let me see. Let's see. This is the grand piano setting there. You let me know if you need anything changed.
Okay.
After meditation. It will be after.
Okay.